Well, welcome into the Vol Now podcast. I'm your host, Jordan, here with Russell. Be right, baby. How you doing, sir?
Oh, getting ready to talk a little bit of Commodores football.
That's
this
no
should be short and sweet.
Right? It's no coincidence. It also sounds like Commodore. None whatsoever. All right, let's just dive into this one. Series dates back to October 21st, 1892. Vols lead the series all time, 81-33, kind of similar to that Kentucky score, with a home record of 40-12, and on the road they're 41-21. Coincidentally, we'll be in Nashville this year, Neyland West.
Yep.
In the last 10 games of the series, though, it's been pretty even. Vols do lead at 6-4, though. Vandy won the game last year in Knoxville. We remember it. They come in, they whooped our ass. That was the first time I think they could ever say they whooped our ass. They beat us a few times.
Sure.
Crazy to say. And that's really the first ass whooping I remember when with a good coach. Fulmer lost a time or two with them, but I mean, not like that, you know.
No, last year's loss was embarrassing, man. And hats off to Vanderbilt, because that's one of the best Vanderbilt teams they've ever fielded, maybe the best. You know, they had a good bunch of studs on that team. Eli Stowers came in here and absolutely went to town on us. He ended up being, I think he was a second-round pick in the NFL draft this year, maybe even a first-rounder. He's with the Philadelphia Eagles now. The Eagles got him an absolute dog. That dude was great. And as much as I hate to say it, you know, I mean, he ain't tall enough to ride any of the rides that Dollywood, but Diego Pavia somehow came in here and beat us. So, hey, hats off.
Well, that's probably the highlight of his career, because he ain't going to see an NFL field.
Nope, he got cut. He got cut immediately by the Ravens.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it said, you're too small to ride this ride. Go. All right. Last 3 trips to Nashville for the Vols, including 2024. The Vols have won their last 3 trips to Nashville, I should say, including 2024 by a score of 36-23. That game that year was wild, because it's wild to me that game had playoff implications for both teams.
For both teams. Sure. For both teams. That's a big thing. Nico
ended up being a quality win.
Nico almost played us out of that.
But, you know, at the same time, he had a good game, and that was what he did. He had good games against bad, and this is not a knock on them for that year, because they were good that year too. But he had good games against bad opponents.
Sure. And he's a fantastic quarterback. He looks just like a 5-star against the guys that he should beat. You need to look like a 5-star quarterback against the teams that you're having trouble beating. That's why you get brought in.
I kept an eye on him last year just because I was curious about how he'd do at UCLA. I want to watch him this year. Second year in the same offense. I bet I have no ill will towards the kid. I think it was stupid the way things went down. His daddy's going to hit. Papa Nick's going to end up screwing him because he can't keep his mouth shut. But you know, I sincerely hope he does well at UCLA this year. I really do.
I do too. I do too. I mean, and I think he will, Jordan, you know, just to speak on that for 1 second, not to get caught up on that, but he looked really good at UCLA last year. He did. I thought he looked solid in the games that they were in. He played well. He was a big reason they were in a lot of those games. So Nico's got a high future, I think, ahead of him, even if he's got an idiot for a parent.
We shall see. So, all right, let's just get down to it here. Let's get down to brass tacks. I don't want to spend too much time on Vandy because, frankly, they're not worth their time. That being said, does Vandy take a step back this year? I don't see how they couldn't, honestly.
Yeah, they will. Again, there's no way. You lost too much talent.
But you know, again, they ended up with another good quarterback, kind of like Kentucky. Yeah. So I don't know. I'll be curious to see with that. See how they look this year. They don't, you know.
You're going to ask a lot of that freshman quarterback to come in and play in the SEC, though. That's too much, I think. I don't think that they are going to take a step back, Probably not as much of a step back as other teams in their position with that addition to that quarterback, but they're still taking a step back. Also, Clark Lee's a really good head coach. So,
yeah. I mean, you got to give it to him. I mean, let's just kind of talk about Vandy's schedule right quick. I didn't jot all this down, so I'm gonna read it straight off the phone here. They open up with Austin Peay. That'll be a win. Delaware, interesting game because Delaware's usually pretty good, but I still think they get that one.
W.
NC State, I'd say that's probably a dub.
I do too.
Auburn, they got to go to Auburn. Afternoon game. I'd say that's an L. This is where it's going to get tricky for them. Got to go to Auburn, to Georgia, L. Ole Miss comes to town. That'll be an L. Arkansas comes to Nashville. They'll probably get Arkansas.
I think they beat Arkansas.
They got to go to Lexington. I think they get. I want to say they get that one. I want to say they get that one. So at this point, we've got them 4 games left on the schedule. We've got them what? Basically 4-4.
5-4, 5-3, 4-4, 5-3, 4-4 in that area.
Then after that, they go to. I think Mississippi State will get them down there. Alabama comes to town late in the year, November 14th. That'll probably be an L, but who knows? Who knows? I'm not going to. I would lay money that's an L. They got to go to Florida. That'll probably be an L too, and then we get to the Vols.
Call me crazy. I think they can beat Florida.
I want to see what this new coach. I want to see what Summerall does with them before I say anything on them. But I'm going to say if they're even halfway decent and the people down there have bought into what he's selling, this, that, and the other, that swamp's going to be ready for them. And give me the L for Vandy on that one. Does Vandy have a chance to play spoiler for anything in this game? I don't think so, for either, considering how we're going to pick this one and how we've picked the schedule so far. The only thing I think they could knock us out of is maybe a New Year's Six bowl.
Right. I mean, I'm sitting 7-4 right now. I'm probably the most unbiased Tennessee fan you'll run into. I mean, these losses we've endured is not terrible on the season, but I don't think they're playing to spoil our season at this point. I think our season's long been spoiled. Since we took the L to Texas A&M on my schedule. I don't think you go into these playoffs this year with 3 losses. I just don't see it happening. Not with the changes in the playoff rules. So they're not playing spoiler. They could play spoiler for a New Year's Six. I'm going to venture out to say that most of your 3-loss teams will be your New Year's Six bowl teams. And I don't think we're going to be a 3-loss team. So I think they're playing to spoil maybe us going to, a better bowl than the Music City Bowl, but.
Yeah, there's nothing exciting to me about going to the Music City Bowl. Like, I could take it or leave it. Don't care.
Same. I'd just rather us get back on the training schedule at that point and just make sure these guys stay healthy.
Right. All right. So we're gonna go into our final score here and final record on the season. Do the Vols take their state back? I say yes. And I think we do it in a big way. I think 100%. We go out there and we come out of there with I'm going to say 41-21 win.
Crazy. We are very similarly close. I'm going 38-17 Vols, 100% on that one.
So that puts us into the season with me 9-3. You got us 8-4. I think we've kind of, and I'm aware that we could go, that I wouldn't have a problem. I mean, I don't want to, obviously, but I wouldn't have a problem tacking a 4th loss on that on mine and going 8-4 either.
Sure.
I mean, that's a possibility.
Another loss on the mind.
Yeah, I mean, the schedule's just that weird. It's just that hard for us this year, and it's man, it's
Think
hard.
about
Dude.
how
Like,
crazy this is,
got,
too, Georgia. It's that hard, and we don't have Georgia, and we don't have Florida.
Oh, dude, right? And that then to me, that in and of itself is weird. Like, just weird.
It is.
We don't
Super
play them.
weird.
That's weird to me.
Same.
But all right. So that being said, we're gonna put a bow on this one. End it how we usually end it. Go damn Vols, baby.
Go damn Vols, little brother.